All righty. Welcome to the second day of AromaSharing. And in honor of that, I got to show you my shirt. This is our old, our staff used to wear this shirt. It says staff on the back. So I wore our old school stuff.
I don't think I ever got one of those.
Well, because you weren't staff. You were a vendor. You didn't get to run around. Anyways, I can get you one. I have plenty. All righty. So welcome everyone. And if we have anyone watching, this is our morning welcome. And we want to interview some of our vendors. We're so excited to have hopefully 6 vendors here. Hopefully we'll get our other 2 on. Remember, we have our little bingo game that's going on. So if you just go to bingo, it's a tab. Aroma Bingo is a tab on our AromaSharingOnline.com and play bingo. We had 4 winners announced last night, and our sweet vendors have been giving us little prizes to send to them. So
yay,
let's get started. I know it's kind of, people were loving the bingo thing. That was all Amanda Kilwine. It was her idea and she totally implemented it, and it's
so how
really
many
fun.
prizes are we giving away each day?
We're giving away 4. We draw 4 winners each night.
So yeah, you got to in order to win the bingo, you have to visit the vendors and look in the lower right hand corner of each vendor's page and get your bingo card number. So
yeah, so you have a little number, and once you get it all checked off, then it automatically enters you to be one of the winners.
And some awesome prizes.
Definitely. So all righty. Well, let's get started with our vendors. Let's go ahead and start with Heather Esty. She has been with us for a while. Let me see, where's my little thingy? And
good morning.
So, good morning.
How are you?
And we're doing great. How are you? And she had kind of a last minute thingy because she had company come in last night that was unexpected. So we're doing her first so she can get off and go attend the company.
Yeah, 5 people all at once. It was super fun. I'm glad to see them, right? I'm glad to see them.
Yes.
So I'm excited. This is our, I was trying to think if it was our 5th or 6th year. I think it's actually our 6th year with AromaSharing. And for those of you who don't know me, my name is Heather Esty. My business is the My Little Things shop. And I'm also a Young Living Gold. Obviously, that's my first business, totally dear to my heart. And this is another accidental business. I never expected things to be where they are 6 years later. I'll tell you a little bit of history. I have a chronically ill daughter who is the reason why we use Young Living. And her second brain surgery in 2015, 2 in 12 months, they decided that you couldn't have diffusers at the hospital. And for a family that was like as oily, I mean, we'd seen such a radical difference in her with the oils. I was devastated. I'm like, okay, there's got to be something we can do. And her little 3-year-old sister said, Mom, you need to make a bear or a stuffy that you can put oils on and let her take it to the hospital. So that's where the bear came in. This is our very original design. I actually keep this one. And we made the heart to tuck into the pocket. You know, this was just it. And while she was in the hospital, we took a picture because we had this huge group of wonderful Young Living friends and outside Young Living friends praying for us. And somebody saw the bear and that was it. Next thing I knew, I had hundreds of bears out the door. I couldn't even keep up with it. But you know what? I was sitting at the hospital. What am I going to do, right, with my time? So that was the first year. Then the following first year is when we went to AromaSharing. We sold 100 bears the first day. I was a little overwhelmed because I thought 100 bears, that's a good amount, right? Nope, that was not. I was taking orders and then I was thinking, I'm going to be doing bears for the rest of my life. And I'm very creative. So I decided I'd had enough of bears and I started branching out. So I thought I'd show you just a few of the things that we've come up with in the last few years. We have a lot of unicorns.
How cute.
Yeah, this is my favorite just because I love yellow. So anyways, we have 5 different colors this year. 5 different, well, we have 5 different styles technically, but there's probably more in the shop, let's be honest. Then somebody requested sloth. So if it's not cute, I'm not going to put it out there. So this is our little girl sloth this year. These are very popular, kind of crazy, actually. I never thought sloths would be really all that cute, but they are. People like them. And then these 2 just actually hit the shop today. This is our giraffe. And it also comes in pink and blue.
Cute.
And then my friend Becky, who does Sensibly Designed, the bags and stuff, she loves chickens and rainbows. So I decided a Polish chicken would be really cute to throw up in there. My kids love it. So now they're fighting over who gets to keep the prototype of the chicken. Anyways, so the way that they work is really easy. You just apply the oil to the organic wool felt heart, and it absorbs it and it diffuses for 3 days. And so we were able to circumvent all of the hospital stays and have our own diffuser. And we would have nurses come in and they're like, your room smells so good. It's like a spa in here. And I'm like, yeah, without a diffuser, ha, 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 ha. We bypassed all of your rules. So, and I'll just really quick, my favorite story. We're in 20 different countries and we've sold about 1,500 toys in the last 6 years. It's probably like somewhere in there, maybe more. I don't know. After a while, I quit keeping track because it was a little overwhelming for me. I'll just keep crocheting and sending it out the door. But my favorite story is 2 years ago at the last in-person convention that we had, a lady came up and she said, have you ever considered doing a bulk buy? And I said, well, it depends on what it's for, because we donate toys all the time to like children in hospitals, children in special needs facilities. And she said that her heart was to buy some toys and donate them to the local police department, because then they could be given with oils on them to children in trauma who were pulled out of their homes for difficult situations. And so I literally gave her 15 toys because I have quite a heart for foster care and for the situation that kids find themselves in. So, and that's just one of many, many stories, but I don't know how long I'll do it, but every year is just a joy. And it just keeps, it makes me have a little bit of an outlet for my creative side that sometimes I don't get otherwise. So
wonderful. So how did you find out about AromaSharing?
If I remember right, Becky, who does Sensibly Designed, she was there the year before. And she's like, you got to get in on this. I'm like, whatever. I just make toys and then people buy them. She's like, no, just try it. So she was kind of in the doghouse that first year because I was like 100 toys in one day. That's what am I supposed to do now? So,
I love it. And what is your auction contribution?
I donated a adorable baby unicorn.
Unicorn.
And it's pretty crazy. It's like party colors, very blue. If you have somebody who's a blue personality, they're going to love it. It's cute.
Definitely. All righty. So tell us your business name again and the category.
It's My Little Thing. I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Your business name and what category you're in.
Oh,
in AromaSharing.
Sorry, I interrupt people. I don't mean to. My Little Things Shop is my business name, and we are in the kids category.
All righty. Well, thank you for coming on.
And thank you for having us another year.
Oh, well, thank you for being here. We couldn't do this without our vendors. Thank you so much, Heather. All righty. Do we have our other? Nope. Oh, we have 2 vendors not here. Do you want to go ahead and take over? And we have Jennifer Ho.
Hi there.
Is that how you pronounce it?
Yes, you got it right.
Are you talking to me or
yes? You.
Okay.
Sandra.
Okay, Jennifer.
Go ahead and ask her.
Jennifer, please.
Hi.
Tell us about a little bit about yourself and what you have to offer at AromaSharing.
Thank you so much for having me here. I am so glad. This is my first virtual event, so it's a little strange. I like being face to face, so hopefully next year we'll be back there. But my name is Jennifer. I own All for Zen. It used to be essentially bottled, but I totally rebranded. Same great products and some new stuff, but it's called All for Zen. I actually launched my business at AromaSharing. It was 2016, and my friend Malia Anderson, she owns all for oil for Love and Oils, for Love and Oils, and she had been there the previous year, and she said, you know, you just have to go. Your product would be great. I was just making them for fun. You know, I was making beaded bracelets. I was making fabric bracelets, which I'll get into. But she introduced me to the event and I was blown away. Like I totally sold out. And then I was like, yay, I sold out. People like my things. And then I got home and I was like, okay, now I have to make everything again. So it's that tug and pull.
That's the idea, Jennifer.
I know. It was like, oh, my poor hands. So my background is in holistic wellness. I've been in holistic wellness since I was young. I dated a chiropractor in college and he introduced me to the holistic world. And so I went to school for holistic healthcare and massage therapy and holistic skincare and graduated in 1999 with a certificate in aromatherapy and massage therapy and skincare at the Southwest College of Physical Arts, and then also Dermalogica Institute. So, which brings me to this. I was working for a national spa chain, and it was a egregious position. It was super stressful. I was working 90 hours a week, and when I left there, I just kind of wanted to take a break, and I did, and I started making things for myself. I thought, you know, I could do this and help other people as well. So I had this idea to do a fabric bracelet because I had spilled oil on my shirt and it stayed there forever. So I was out to dinner with a friend who had two friends there that I didn't know, and we were talking about what we did for a living, and I told her my idea to make a fabric bracelet out of upcycled fabric and help the environment a little bit in that way. And she introduced me to, she actually ended up to be a designer, a celebrity designer. And she designed for Gwen Stefani at that time. And I thought, oh my gosh, this is like kismet, right? So she introduced me to designers that get rid of scraps in warehouses in downtown LA. And my husband and I would go down there, pick up the scraps, and I would make these bracelets.
Is that where you are, California?
I'm in Phoenix, but my husband's from California, so we still have ties there. Which is this rewrap bracelet. It's fabric. It wraps around your wrist as many times as you'd like to your comfort. It holds the oil for several days. Can you show us a close-up? Yeah. Can you kind of see? And I'm wearing another version. It's called the Zen Wrap.
Put it up near the camera. You know, like this. Okay.
Can you see it? And then this is, I'm sorry, I have my tripod, so I'm kind of far away.
Beautiful. But, thank you.
And they pair well with everything else. So I started making those.
You could
really
put those
successful.
In your hair, couldn't you?
They're not. Well, the Zen Wrap is stretchy. So the Zen Wrap has some stretch. The rewrap is not stretchy. It's just a wrap that's going to go around. But the fabric, it lasts for days. So my niece is a patent attorney, and she got these patents going for me, which was great. And they pair well with others. So the fabric wraps pair really well with like the beaded. I don't know if you can even see this.
Yes, it looks nice.
It pairs well with the beaded. So it's an alternative to anything else that I had seen out there, which is great. And then of course I have the gemstones as well.
So let me ask you a question. So where do you put the oils? On the fabric?
Yeah, so you put the oils anywhere on the fabric. And honestly, if you have like a heavier, a thicker oil, like an abundance, it's going to last for, I mean, I've had it up for 10 days before.
Okay. And, okay. So no, so and so to reiterate what you said, the ones that you wrap that are stretchy, they're called Zen wraps?
Zen wraps, yes.
And those you could put in your hair?
You can, yeah, you can.
And the regular bracelets, do they have diffusing ability?
All of the bracelets that I carry have diffusing ability. So your fabric, like your rewrap or your Zen wrap, is going to be that really durable holding oil. It's going to hold oil for days. The gemstones aren't going to hold oil as long, maybe one day. Yeah. So the theory behind the fabric for me was I'm very active. I'm hot yoga, I'm hiking, and I was wearing like, lava bracelets, and I would sweat off the oils, and I just thought this is such a waste to me. And so, so the fabric works really well for that. So it goes all day long.
What did you donate to the foundation auction?
So I donated a rewrap and a Zen wrap. And then also with those, when I send them out, I'm going to send them a goodie of a new launch that I'm doing. It's a necklace. So those lucky recipients will also get a sterling silver fabric beaded necklace.
How lovely. Thank you so much for joining us in AromaSharing and this morning. I look forward to shopping in your store.
Thank you so much.
Kathleen, thank you. Jennifer, who's next, Kathleen?
All righty. Well, let's go to, who do I have next? Jill.
You had an agenda you texted me this morning.
I know. Yeah, it got kind of messed up. We have our other two hopefully coming on.
Let's go down the agenda.
So, Jill?
Hello, how are you?
Hey, Jill, how are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. Excited to be here.
Good. So tell us how you found out about AromaSharing.
Sure. So I actually found out about AromaSharing as a attendee. It was my second Young Living convention. It was the first time I had been out to Utah for it. And I think it was your first year because it wasn't in a big room. It was just kind of in a small area. But I just couldn't believe how many cool things there was to do with oils that people had and accessories. And I was hooked. And so every year for the next couple of years, drove my teammates crazy. I made everybody get there early. My whole 3 days before revolved around me getting to AromaShare a couple of times. I always had my $400 or $500 specifically earmarked just for that. So it was really, it was always my highlight of convention, to be honest. And so when I wrote my book and then my second book, and then I thought, well, I maybe could be a vendor at AromaSharing. So our very last live one was my first AromaSharing. And just blown away like everybody else by the results of that and the experience. But for me, even more so, it was the people that I've met who are now in my world. They're in my Facebook group and they're my great friends that I've now made. And I owe a lot of that to AromaSharing. And then last year was online, and then here we are again. So you've got me.
Oh, good. Wonderful. Got you hooked.
Definitely.
And so tell us a little bit about why you wrote your books and how that business came to be.
Sure. So my business is Midlife Mojo. I call myself the Midlife Mojo Master. And I actually have a background for over 15 years in weight loss. I'm a certified Pilates instructor. I'm a certified health coach, specialty certification with working with midlife women's wellness, as well as using the oils for over 7 years now. And so I had always done my business in person. I had always run healthy living classes, healthy weight loss classes. I had my own Pilates studio where I did my oils classes, all of that. And then in 2016, I just was feeling on my heart this need to reach more people, to go more global, the way my life was going. And so I decided to close my studio and go all in the online world. And that's when I rebranded in 2018 as Midlife Mojo. But during that 2016 to 2018 time, I was in the throes of perimenopause, the hot flashes, the mood swings, it was just crazy. And I had gone to my doctor who had basically said, and go home. Like there was nothing he could do for me. That was kind of the advice. So I was not going to accept that. Did my own research, my own experimentation. The oils had been in my life for so long, and was able to, help myself and support myself in a lot of those areas I was struggling. And I started teaching a lot of classes on that and so forth. And people were asking me to teach classes on hormones and oils and menopause and oils. And I realized that there was such a need, and beyond just my little world. And so that's where the book came from originally. My first book, No Sweat, It's Just Menopause, which one right there? No Sweat, It's Just Menopause, Eating, Exercise, and Essential Oils for a Healthy Change. And at the end of every single chapter, there's a chapter on libido, a chapter on hot flashes, a chapter on weight, aging skin, empowerment. And at the end of every chapter, I also have a couple of DIY oils recipes to go along with it. And then the one thing I couldn't do, or I wasn't able to accomplish with just my oils alone, was losing my weight. So I had been at my goal weight for over almost 15 years. I was a Weight Watchers leader. As I said, I had about every single healthy tool in my toolbox, and still I had put on 20 pounds in 16 months and nothing was working. So a chance conversation that I happened to overhear actually at an oils class between two people was about intermittent fasting. And so my ears perked up. I butted into the conversation. And then I just went home and I researched because I thought it would be something kind of dangerous, to be honest with you, and found it was the exact opposite. Implemented it into my own life, started, as I always do, whatever I do for myself, I just gab about, and everybody wants to learn about it. And so after losing my 20 pounds and getting back to where I wanted to be, it's now been almost 3 years that it's been off. Like on a daily basis, people asking me, how did I do that? So that's kind of where my second book came into play, Melt the Midlife Middle, a beginner's guide for women to the intermittent fasting and essential oils lifestyle. Because I found that when I incorporated my oils into my intermittent fasting, my results and all of my clients' results were boosted. And not even just that, more importantly, they were permanent. Almost all of my clients who went through and they committed and they lost the weight, almost all of them years later are still on, using their intermittent fasting and feeling good. So that's kind of where the books came from. And then I've got a lot of other I'm an info product girl. So I've got almost 13 different info products in all areas just to support the midlife women, whether it's her sex life, her physical life, her emotional life. I have a 6-week that I just launched in November. I've run it a couple of different times, a 6-week intermittent fasting and essential oils program that I've got on deep discount just for the AromaSharing ladies and men, actually just AromaSharing ladies because it's a women's only. And yeah, that's my business.
Oh, that's wonderful. And I started into her 6-week program in November, but I had kind of a weird end of year, beginning of year. So
yeah, but you're gonna get back to it.
I definitely will. Definitely. So thank you. And what did you donate to the auction?
I actually donated one of each of my books. So I hope that the lucky winner will get either one of those. So definitely make sure to check that out.
And I have a question.
Sure.
Oh,
I do Pilates as well. I have a Pilates reformer.
Yeah.
So I imagine if you had a studio, you had reformers there, right?
I did. Yep. And actually, I had a reformer and a Cadillac and a chair. I had it all.
Do you discuss any of that in your book?
Not to a huge degree. There is a chapter on exercise that we talk about and how midlife women can exercise and what are the best ones, but not specifically Pilates, like this move for that.
Coach, the lady who sells them on TV.
Ah, very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
It's an exercise you can do for life. That's why I love it for my midlife ladies.
It's incredible. I love it. Thank you.
Definitely.
And what is the name of your business and the category that you're in?
My name of my business is Midlife Mojo, and I am in the books category. So please definitely stop by. And I'm also going to be speaking tomorrow at 12:30 and at 2. 12:30, I'm going to talk about ways that you can support your Young Living business, supporting the midlife woman. And at 2, I'm going to talk about why intermittent fasting is the perfect fit for the midlife woman.
Perfect. Thank you. All righty.
Thank you.
You bet. All right, let's go to the Selvies, Caleb and Chrissy.
Hi there.
Hey there.
Hi. So how did you find out about AromaSharing?
So I started my Young Living business. I think it'll be 5 years this coming year. We are Silvers in Young Living, and I had not been to convention, actually. I had been to my silver retreat, and then the first year we were planning on going to convention was, COVID year. And we wanted to do AromaShare and everything because we had started this other business with our books that we have. And then obviously that ended, there was no convention that year, and you guys had the AromaShare online, but we ended up being too late to get involved in it. And so we're in it this year because we had enough time to sign up and get involved and get all the information. So that's how we heard about AromaShare. I have known about it for a while just from hearing about people who've gone to convention, but we definitely want to be a part of it. But we were a little late last year, so.
Well, thanks for joining us, and it's AromaSharing with an
AromaSharing, excuse me.
No, it happens all the time.
And another company has AromaShare, so we don't.
Oh, okay.
We
But
were
we want to make
first.
sure you identify the right one.
Right.
So, all righty. Well, tell us what you sell and how your business started.
We sell there's a series of books that we have written as a family. They're called Essential Heroes. We have a guidebook which goes into 30 of the most common oils, and kind of like a little bit of a write-up and a monograph on each one, kind of what they smell like, and they're all associated with an actual hero. They're all individually personified, and we got to have these little write-ups and where they're from, a unique fact about them, and we kind of got into it because we have 5 kids, and I'm a pharmacist, and one of my jobs as a pharmacist is always to educate, my patients and my customers about their medications. And before my wife got on her journey of essential oils, I was pretty much against it. I didn't understand it. It seemed like witchcraft to me. And once she started showing me her information, what she was learning, I kind of got into it. And I'm like, actually, this is pretty cool. And these actually have physiological effects. And so I started embracing them myself. And we would use the oils on our children, and they would say, how does this work? And sometimes I didn't know, so I would figure it out. And we started to try to teach them more, and I started making up stories, just kind of just talking to the kids. This is Lucy Lavender, and she's here to beat up the guy keeping you awake at night, that kind of thing. And I remember in one of my first pharmacy jobs, we had this coloring book that we would give to parents and to little children when they're getting an antibiotic or something like that. And it was this little antibiotic superhero, and he would go into your body and basically beat up whatever is causing your infection or fill in the blank. And I'm like, why can't I use something like that to try to teach children in a safe way, in a responsible way, about essential oils, how the essential oils work, and how they can benefit your lives? And another big part of that thrust is, as I've learned more about essential oils and more natural medicine in general, on a personal level, I've really mostly gotten away from all pharmaceuticals. We don't really use them in our family, so I'm kind of the worst pharmacist on the planet. But we really try to embrace natural medicine whenever possible. And I was thinking, we want our children to be equipped to make these decisions. And so, it's not going to be one day they're 18 and they're on their own and they have a medical need, or they have something that needs support. What do? They have no idea. They've not been taught. And so that was kind of our big, drive, was that we want our own children to be able to embrace natural medicine, embrace the medicine that God gave us in creation and in nature, for their bodies, for their overall well-being and their health. And we wanted our children to have confidence in making those decisions. And that kind of just, spiraled into just creating this brand, this content. We have a Bible verse that's our theme for our brand, Proverbs 22:6. I hope I'm quoting that right, because I didn't look beforehand. But it's, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. So if we take the time to teach our 5 children, hey, when you have this need in life, pair it with this, or when you have this, use this, or when you need to clean your house, don't use toxic, cancer-causing chemicals, which I know so much about. Why don't you use something that God gave you instead? Will you do the same thing? It won't hurt you, it won't harm the environment. So just making those choices and teaching the children how to make those choices. So that's kind of our drive for why we've done it for our own family. And we've obviously branched out with trying to spread the word to other people too, so that they can use them for their children, for their grandchildren, their nieces, their nephews, their friends, whatever. It's a lot of fun. We've done it as a family. Our children pack our boxes when we get orders, and they'll have their little stations in our garage. I'm going to pack them. I'm going to put the bubble wrap in. I'm going to put the label on. I'm going to tape it closed. So it's a family endeavor through and through, which is a lot of fun. It gives us a lot of, it's a rewarding feeling to do something with your family as a business side, but it's also something fun to do because we really believe in what we're doing.
Mm-hmm. And I also
Genius. It's a genius.
Really great about the books is that they can also be used as a business tool, because I know when I'm doing my Young Living business and I'm doing classes, you have moms coming in who are learning, and sometimes they have their kids with them. And so this is a great thing that I have. I actually put this in my, Tupper or Rubbermaid container that I have all my oil stuff in. I go do my class, and I have these in there. So when kids show up, I have books that they can look through. They can ask questions at the class. This is an activity book that they can color, and I make sure I switch it out for each class. So this is not just, for people who have children who give it to them. It's also a good business tool for when you're out, teaching people about essential oils. You can have this to also teach their children and make them feel comfortable that they've brought children to the class. So.
Can you show the other books and tell us the titles, please?
Sure. This is the first one we talked about. This is our essential, our guide for the kids. This is basically like our guidebook, where we look up and see, what's going on, what do I use kind of thing. And it's got some information about the oils in there.
It does, just as an aside too, it does have a little, we want to encourage the kids to be informed about them, but it's not something that they can just by themselves, just go grab mom's oils, because not all oils are safe for kids to just go use and apply to themselves. So we encourage the children and families together to make these decisions together. We don't want children just, self-treating or whatever.
Right.
Like that. It's not a medical book at all, of course.
Right. If you could just show us each book quickly and the title so that we know what they are.
Sure. This is a guide. This is an activity book. So this is just like coloring and activities in there. Okay. And then these are our heroes. This is Lucy Lavender. And we have Mike Melaleuca, Lisa Lemon, Frederick Frankincense, Penelope Peppermint, and then Ollie Orange.
So these are all storybooks, and I imagine they have some properties of oils in them, right?
Yes, these are all storybooks, and these oils are fighting villains that affect Bodyville, is what's happening in them.
I love it.
Very, very cool.
Wonderful. And what did you contribute to the auction?
We actually gave this entire set to the auction, so it has every single book that we've written in there.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your generosity and your enlightenment.
And what is your business name, and what category are you in?
We are Essential Heroes. We are in kids, and we're also in books.
All righty. Good job. Thank you so much. So glad you got to us this year. All righty. Next, we have
Irene Mars and Paul Mars.
Oh my goodness. So we're going to tell you a little bit about, so we have Sandra here, and the Mars are the only two people still in AromaSharing that were at the very, very first one in 2010. So we got the old timers here. The founding vendors. So, all right. How did you guys find out about that very first AromaSharing?
Well, hi, Kathleen and Sandra. Our very first AromaSharing, we started out with a easy share booklet, and I made a remote stand for that had a little shepherd hook on it, so that people could put it in their storefronts or wherever and catch attention that way. And that was successful for us. And thanks to your venue, definitely I even had my son out on the street. Him and a friend were selling it, right out of a bag. So we made some pretty good money there too. And as the years have gone by, I added different racks to my collection. One that's been the top seller is the Oil Up Selfie Stick. And I'm out in the shop right now, should be out in the shop right now working on all this stuff, because just when spring comes, it's pretty busy around here. But that's in a nutshell how it's all went. So we appreciate being able to continue in your venue, that's for sure.
All righty. Well, do you want to tell us some of the different things you sell? I mean, what different do you have that you can show us?
Yeah, well, Gary's vision was to get oils in every home in the world. And one of our inventions is an old stick we took and shaved it into little pendants. And we actually gave quite a few of them out for free. But you put a drop of oil on that, especially with kids, they love that and take it home. And so that we felt helped Gary in his endeavor to get every home some oils. I guess
What you make is racks. Do you have any
We
racks?
do make racks.
Yeah.
We're just picking up things. I am putting one of those with a poem that Paul came up with. It's a beautiful poem on reaching your dreams. And it's just a small little card. I'm giving that as a gift. One of those in every order. Everybody's going to get one of those. He's going to grab. We have a whole cabinetry here full of racks, so he's going to grab some.
You know, one of the things I always wanted of yours, but I never got, was when you pull out the drawer and you got this thing that all the oils could be lined up in.
Got it in his hand.
Oh, okay.
Right
Yeah,
here.
that's very clever.
Well, thank you. And this design has went into a few different racks. I won't show them all to you.
Show it in the camera, Paul. You can see it. Explain how it works.
Okay, well, this rack, the oils actually lay down so that it is great for a drawer, or you can put it on a countertop. It takes up a bit of countertop room. And so I have that in a 6-row, which holds 30 oils, or a 3-row, of course, it holds 15. We made some big wall racks at one time, and they were fun. We sold a few, but now my largest rack is called a high-rise rack. It holds 44 oils, and so it sets on a counter like this. All the holes are drilled for 15 mil oils, but I have little spacer rings to keep a 5 mil oil in that hole nice and tightly. So that's my biggest rack at this time.
Well, I think that's smart because I've gotten racks that don't fit a 15 mil. I want to be able to put any bottle in my.
That's right.
There's rings up there.
There's a little secret to that, but I'm not going to let that one go.
Okay, so
I'm going to grab a ring right now to show you how that works. How to make a 15 mil hole a 5 mil hole.
Okay, so now all of yours are for 15 mil, right? Or do you have different racks?
That's right, unless you buy this spacer ring.
Okay.
And that fits inside this hole.
Got it.
And then your 5 mil bottle
fits tight.
Fits nice and tight in there.
But it doesn't have to fit tight to fit.
Right.
It doesn't. You can put this rack is not necessarily to move around. It'll be pretty stationary, so you don't have to have this. But I also make a raindrop rack that you do move around, and this comes in real handy for that.
Right. And this year we decided to make a bundle with the raindrop rack and put the easy guide in with it and a package of 10 rings.
Here's the thing. I use a raindrop with the big bottles.
Yeah.
I don't mess around with the little bottles.
Right. So we added, though that is a 15 mil size, that raindrop rack.
I have it.
Great.
All righty. So yeah, we read each other's minds now.
True.
Go ahead.
What did you do?
What did you?
I'm
gonna shut up.
Was the question, what do we have for the auction?
Yes.
We have an oil up selfie stick because it's just so popular. I think we have filled about 17 orders so far, and I'd say 99% of those orders have been this.
Can you explain how that works, please?
Sure, Paul.
Okay, so this is almost like a giant clothespin. So the collar you keep down, and then you can snap the oil bottle in, like that. Put the collar up to tighten it in. And the great thing about this design is that when you move it around, the oil bottle stays nice and secure. It doesn't slip. And this, I don't recommend this, but people have actually put 30 ml bottles in there. 15 ml fits real easy. They're very strong and durable.
Oh, I only put the roller bottles in it, the skinny ones. I didn't know you could put regular bottles in it.
Oh yeah, yeah. They actually make airplane propellers out of birch, and so they're very strong and pliable.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Great. And tell us your business name and what category you're in.
Go ahead.
Our business name is Essential Racks, and we are in the rack and container category.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for sticking with us all these years. I think there's only a couple of years that you weren't there. One year, Young Living actually had like an expo thing for vendors, and
we actually loved that year. That was amazing.
You got to do that because you got to do it all of convention.
Yeah.
Let's compete with convention, so we don't do all of convention. So, all righty. Well, thank you so much. I was so
thank you.
Jan.
Thank you, guys. We have Jada from Canada next.
Hi, thanks so much. Yes, I'm Jada. My company is Essential Ink, and I'm the one with the aromatherapy ballpoint pens.
I love mine. I love it.
Yeah, mine's right here too.
Oh, thank you.
It smells so good. And I don't know when, I think I might have put oil in there twice.
Yeah, it holds the smell a long, long time for sure.
Okay, so Kathleen, ask your questions. I don't even know what they are.
All righty. How did you find out about AromaSharing?
Okay, well, when I first designed the pen, I actually I was with Young Living, just like a star level, and I had put it on my vision board. I actually put it on my vision board that after I designed this pen, I had to figure out how I could get my pen at a convention. So it sat there for probably 9 months, and then one day on Facebook, I ran across an old page from AromaSharing from the and it was saying how the new the vendors would be coming up again, and I got wind of it. So then when it came up, I applied. So that's how I got there. I had no idea about it before.
Yeah, but didn't all your stuff get stuck in customs or something?
So when I went, so when I went to go, I had no idea how to do this coming from Canada. My product got seized at customs. They did give it back to us though. And we went and put it into a mini storage, and I ended up going to convention with literally 10 pens in my hand and took orders. It was still incredibly successful, but yeah, that's how we had to do it. That was so stressful.
And was that 2019 or was that 18?
19. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because I've been with you 3 years in a row now.
Okay.
1 in person and 2 online.
Wonderful. So how did your pens come to be?
Well, actually, I'm a jewelry designer. I have been for 10 years. And I was really wanting to come up with a new product for essential oils. I literally was like, put it out to the universe. I want to come up with a new product that's going to help people, that's going to be unique, something that's not around that I've seen. And I had it in a dream. I dreamt about it. I woke up. I had seen exactly what it looked like, how I would put it together. So I woke up, I drew it out. My husband ended up doing the CAD design for it. And we put a patent, into the works. I did a Kickstarter for it to get production done. And it was successful. It went to production, and there we are. We have a pen.
I'm putting abundance on mine right now. That's what was on it.
Awesome. Abundance is a great one for that.
Well, that's wonderful. You're kin with Gary, because he had dreams of all kinds of things. That's why we have all that we have.
Right? Yeah,
So
it's amazing how many people have had stuff happen in their dreams. Yeah,
Yes.
product development.
Yes, definitely. So tell us the name of your business and what category you're in.
So my business is Essential Ink. And I am in the other category.
All right. Well, thank you. So glad you're with us again. We love your pens.
Thank you. And what I gave away for the auction was a pen and actually a beautiful leather journal went with it as well.
Beautiful.
I actually think, if I remember right, I think that maybe got already bought.
It did. You told me. Yeah.
So we have a buy now, which is above the retail price. And that was snatched up. No, somebody want to make sure nobody else got that.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Oh, and if I could just be real super quick, I'll just tell people how this actually works. There are little wicks that you get with it. You get 5 of these, which are reusable, and they last so long. You just put your oil on the wick, slide it into the top, and your little diffuser cap, which is like a filigree, gets threaded onto the top, and that's how it aerates through. You can also diffuse, you can also inhale this like that. If you're like trying to quit smoking or something and you want to use as oil for that, it absolutely can. It's stainless steel. And of course, it's a refillable pen. You actually get a black and a blue ink with it, each pen.
Oh, so we can buy the refill. Can I get the refill somewhere else, or do I have to get them?
They're a cross style pen refill, but you can get it in the office supply store, or I do have them on my site as well. And I do the little course as well.
Since last year.
Ah.
And I just
wow.
I love it. It's really nice. So
Awesome.
It's cross refills for what
cross
type?
Style.
What was that again?
It's a cross style refill. So it's not an actual cross name brand. They're a cross style. Yeah.
Okay.
So cross will work, but.
Okay. Got it.
All right. Thank you so much, Jada, for being with us.
Thank you so much. It's always a pleasure. I love it being here.
All righty. Our next and last person is Tina Sarah. Tina, if you want to unmute yourself. And I'm just trying to look here and see. Tina has actually been with us since 2013. So
welcome, Tina.
Hi, guys. So thanks for having me.
Hi. So tell us how you first heard about AromaSharing. You remember way back then?
I think you did post something or on Facebook, and I read about it and thought, oh, I'll try it.
Well, good.
Yeah.
Good. You used to be out in the hall, right?
Yes. Yeah.
In front of the Alpine room
for me.
So we filled the hallway.
You did. And it worked great.
All righty. Well, tell us what you do and how your business started.
Well, I guess it was early on when I became a Young Living member. My upline did Zyto scans, and I kind of got tired of taking them to her house to get scanned. And I thought I'll just get it myself. And what I found is she created a bond with people by scanning them. And I noticed that when I started doing the scans myself, it was a really good way to build rapport and spend more time talking to people. They were more open about their health and concerns. And it just gave me another opportunity to connect, which is all about this business, right? And I was really shocked because I didn't believe in the Zyto at first. I thought it was a little bit of hogwash, but as I did more and more scans, people were so amazed at how accurate they were. And yeah, that's how I got started.
Wonderful. Well, can you tell us so in AromaSharing, what do you sell?
Okay, so normally what I did was just offered scans for people. Figured it was another way for others to build their business and encourage them to try this if they were unsuccessful in creating relationships. And I found that I really enjoyed giving people a new vision and hope and excitement of unique ways of trying to connect with other people. And I really enjoyed the people in that come to convention, because they're so excited and they're so empowered, and they want to fulfill Gary's vision of telling the world, but they don't know how. So this was just another avenue.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And so what are you selling online?
So I get a lot of questions after they get the Zyto and they don't know how to do it, or they watch the videos through Zyto and they're still not getting it. So I offer Zoom trainings after they purchase one. And then I also thought it would be easier just to create a book, and ebook just seemed easier. And so I created one with just a few insights of how I do it and how the tricks and tips that I've learned through the years to make it a little bit more easier without being overwhelmed by the verbiage that's used in it. Yeah.
Oh, great. It's always nice to have in anything you do wisdom of somebody who's been doing it for a long time. So that's a very valuable thing. So, all righty. So tell us what you contributed to the auction.
So we have Zyto has a new program called Insights, which actually you don't even need a hand cradle anymore for. I don't have enough experience that I'm like, yes, this is great, but it is a great option. I feel it's 100% accurate with emotional levels, which I don't know if you know the difference between biocommunication and bioimpedance. Bioimpedance really tells what's going on in the body right now, where Zyto is more on the biocommunication side that tells history and organs and cells. If it's low in frequency, then it's going to be unhealthy. So then it suggests what products Young Living needs to get what you need to bring your body up to balance. And then this new Insights one, you don't even need a cradle. They can download the app on their phone, and you can scan them right from their phone, no matter where they are in the world. And it's voice activated, so they speak into it, and it can give suggestions for what they need.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's amazing. That's amazing. So thank you for that contribution. And what is your business name and what category are you in?
So it's called Bella Vitality, which means beautified vitality, because bringing balance to the body brings vitality, right? And then I'm in the techniques category.
Techniques. All right. Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Tina, for being on with us. She's been hiking mountains this last week and doing all kinds of stuff. So we're glad you could be here. All righty. Well, that concludes our interviews for the day. And am I muted? I'm not muted. Okay. So thank you all. And join us again at 9 o'clock tomorrow. And we'll have a whole new set of vendors to share with you. So thank you all for being here. We appreciate you all. And have a fun day shopping.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, guys, for having us.
Are we still recording?
Yep. I stopped, it didn't stop.